This is Fieldsports Channel News. The Gun Trade Association says it's expecting 2 consultations on gun certificates from the Westminster Government. It says the Home Office is shortly due to release one on firearms licensing fees and another on possible new legislation following the 2021 Plymouth shootings. The GTA says the consultations had been due to start earlier in 2023, but it understands the Home Office pulled away from the more punitive proposals. An MP has told Fieldsports News that the proposed legislation to ban the importing of hunting trophies into Britain may fail. Greg Smith says that if Conservative peers add amendments to the private members' bill by Henry Smith MP, it will run out of parliamentary time. The MP for Buckingham says trophy hunting benefits the countries which rely on it economically, and banning it could harm conservation.
If amendments aren't already being debated, if time in the House of Lords hasn't already been established, we're going to get a King's Speech at some point in the autumn. Parliament is going to be prorogued for that fresh, probably last session before a general election in October, November, somewhere around that. I suspect that this bill might die because of the parliamentary timescale.
The Scottish Fire and Rescue Service has expressed concern over proposals to limit muirburn. Officer Bruce Farquharson from the Fire Service gave evidence to the Scottish Parliament about the Wildlife Management and Muirburn Scotland Bill. He says controlled burning carries lower risks than wildfires. The director of Scottish Countryside Alliance, Jake Swindles, wants the government to heed the recommendations of the Fire Service.
These are industry experts. They've got a lot of expertise in wildfires and in muirburn, and for them to say that muirburn should continue as a preventative measure without a specified peat depth is very, very important. This organisation doesn't have a bias, they're just interested in public safety. So the Scottish Government needs to listen to these people and make legislation off the back of their evidence.
Welsh scientists are warning that smoke and ash from wildfires is damaging people's health. Researchers from Swansea University are developing a wildfire danger rating system for the UK, which will predict fires further in advance. Scientists say smoke from wildfires can affect people's health and contaminate water supplies. There have been 494 wildfires so far this year in Wales, with the added risk that the ash may contain higher than usual levels of heavy metals. English councillors have voted in favour of local food, including meat and game birds, on menus. Northamptonshire Council in Kettering voted in favour of a fight back motion as part of an ongoing effort to block anti-livestock farming sentiment at other councils. Oxfordshire County Council sparked outrage among farmers in 2021 when it passed a motion to ban meat and dairy at its events. Meanwhile, councillors at Gloucester County Council are fighting a motion from 2 anti-hunting councillors to ban trail hunting and exercise on its land.
What we're seeing with initiatives such as Northamptonshire's and Cornwall's is a fight back, in a sense. This is local authorities saying that actually what is most important, whether it be to improving animal welfare or to tackling the climate crisis, is sourcing food that is produced locally to high environmental and welfare standards. British shooting athletes have been hoovering up the medals. 3 shooters bagged bronze for Team GB at the European Games. Amber Rutter and Ben Llewellyn took bronze in the mixed skeet team competition. It's the latest success for Amber, who has claimed World Championship medals, including Team Gold, as well as 3 European titles, and secured a berth for Great Britain in her event, Women's Skeet, for Paris 2024. Sinead McIntosh won bronze in the 50-metre 3-position rifle event in Krakow. Angling friends of Ian Coates, killed in the Nottingham city centre knife attack, have set up a fund to help his family. The school caretaker and keen fisherman was one of 3 people stabbed to death in Nottingham on the 13th of June 2023. Members of the Lake Snakes Angling Club held a minute's applause before taking part in their first angling competition since his death. He was preparing to retire in September, when he would have dedicated more of his time to his passion. The club's online fund has so far raised £27,000, linked below. A chef has banned vegans from his Australian restaurant after a customer complaint sparked an online reviewing war between meat eaters and antis. Celebrity chef John Mountain, who was born in the UK, has appeared on shows such as Great British Menu and Chef Race UK vs US. His restaurant, Fire, is in a suburb of Perth.
He took the decision after a vegan customer told him that not providing a plant-based meal showed his shortcomings as a chef. Thanks to Per Holmseth for the story. Namibia is auctioning off crocodiles to stop them attacking livestock and crops. It's hoping to find new homes for 40 animals from an area where the growing crocodile population is clashing with people. Prospective owners have a month to submit their sealed bids. In the last 4 years, the government has paid out around £100,000 in compensation for crocodile attacks. And finally, in India, farm workers are taking drastic measures to keep the monkeys off their crops. Farmers in the North Indian state of Uttar Pradesh are dressing up as sloth bears to stop the thieving simians. Thanks to Rajiv Matthew for the story. You are now up to date with Fieldsports Channel News. Stalking the stories, fishing for facts.